Alright, YouTube, got this thing reassembled, almost reassembled halfway. Had to stop and put down the phone, put these gears back on. Always make sure you put the gears on from the lowest or the smallest on your counter shaft to the highest. And always make sure you have your washer on the end there, and also your brass bushing. Alright, and then we go to this side, put the chain for the reverse and the sprocket back on, and also make sure you have your washers again on each shaft, and also your brass bushings. Alright, let's put this thing back in. Here also for this side also. Good. Alright, let's get this thing, set it back in. It's pretty simple. Okay. And getting this back in, you have to make sure on your brass bushings that you have it lined up with your case. If you don't, then you'll mess up some stuff. I don't know how much stuff, I'm not gonna find out, but make sure your brass bushings are lined up with your case. Let me get this snug in. Okay, there we go. And now you should get some free play because your collar's sitting in neutral, and this is reversed that way, and then the shift keys go into each of these gears, which will bring power to whatever gear it stops. That actual point slots into each gear, and this is fourth. Only got 4 gears. But let's finish reassembling with that shift collar. Here we go. Now, I thought about replacing this thing because it was so rusted, but I just put some sandpaper on the front of that collar, got it real smooth, and that goes, it slides across the top of your hey, be quiet. Slides across the top and rolls across that ball joint, which has an actual Phillips set screw right there to determine, with a spring behind it, to determine the tightness of your actual movement of this collar. Okay. Alright, let me slide this thing back in. And you see this end sets down in here like so. Like that. And these two, alright, turn it. Alright, this will look better for you. And this right here slides into, you kind of, there we go. There we go. Slides into your shift collar. Puts your bottom piece onto that piece right there. Help me, Jesus. Alright, good. There we go. Alright, everything's back in the way it's supposed to be before I put the top on. Make sure I don't have nothing laying out. Alright, good. Let's put this top back on. Let's see. Yep. And this is the shift collar. That is also where that goes. In reassembling, you always want to loosen this set key with that ball joint I was talking about. The whole reason why I made this video, or reason I'm going into this thing, is because it was hard to shift. And all it was very rusty and need to be re-greased. And that's about it. Only thing I have left to do is to repack some bentonite grease in with this. Help me, Jesus. And that'll be about it. Pack the 12 ounces of bentonite grease in your Peerless and you'll be done. Putting this top on. Had to loosen that ball joint. Cool. There it is. All y'all who do your own work, it is doable. It's not that hard, but it do take some kind of research and effort to find out how these things kind of operate. And hopefully I've been help to you. Putting this thing back together. Put all your fittings back on. That's your shift collar right there. And you should be able to have some play in it. Let me at least put a couple of these back in. Good to go. Thanks again.